yourself right now? Like, you gotta pin your version of yourself to help her in that direction.
I would say wake up every morning and tell yourself, be present to the God who loves me. And as you go about your work, walk in the radiance of God's love. And when you think of who Jesus is, think of his smile towards you. The deepest root of all of our insecurity comes from a lack of love. So anytime I would speak to anyone, including my younger self, and say, where will you gain your confidence? Your confidence comes in knowing this: you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. I was 16 when I realized following God would cost me something. The reality is that if I'd known what that yes would have cost me, I think I would have said, no, that's too much, too hard. Like Fiddler on the Roof, I would have said, God, thanks for choosing us, but couldn't you choose somebody else right now? I think that yes to Jesus has unlocked unbelievable moments of adventure and faith, not even knowing all that it would include. Such a fine line moment between like including everything that needs to be included. Hey, do you still need a tambourine? I just had like a half-hour conversation with Josh Garrels and I'm running home to grab my stuff for tonight. Love you, enjoy the band. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
It's a lot of ice cream for one person.
Yeah, a lot of ice cream for one person. I mean, I'm buying copious amounts of ice cream, so obviously I'm winning at life. I spent the first 30 years of my life in Orange County, California, and I packed a suitcase of summer clothing thinking I was going to England for 6 weeks. Due to a series of events, some of them tragic, some of them natural, I ended up staying for the next 10 years. Can you please tell Alan I'm very, 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 very grateful? This is making me unknowable levels of happy right now.
Wi-Fi's not working. It is going directly to Paddington.
He's more than happy with it.
Paul's gonna come walk through the stage stuff with you.
And I remember that yes that I said to Jesus was full of as much wonder and mystery and blurriness as any yes is. I just knew that there was this sense that God was inviting me into a new chapter of adventure, and I wanted to say yes to that. And yeah, Jesus, we're very grateful to be here with clanging background and the preparation for a stage to go up. I am available to you.
I'm making it in this.
I just texted Corbin to see if it's 11 p.m. or not.
If you want to circle up, we're just going to have a lot of people who will be joining us. We had this huge festival with no one to lead it. And the leader, having died, had not shaped a vision for what it meant to hand it over. And it was really clear there's no one in this room who has the time and the capacity and the energy to lead something of this significance.
And so like the thing that we just said is we're not gonna do that.
So my yes was a unexpected yes to lead, but it was also, there's no one else who can do this, so maybe Sarah, it could be you. Do not let it go to rest. This is David. Today I've got coconut mango, World's Lollies, or salty caramel. And then they said, we'll help with litter picking for you. I didn't actually have a title or job description given to me, and I didn't have a salary given to me. I just felt enough of the yes of Jesus and the yes of the British team on the ground to step in. Can you pop in for any of the event this time, or are you busy?
My niece is coming.
Amazing.
Coming down from Luton.
I think one of the great joys of leading something like this has been to create a large-scale space that is vibrant, joyful, energetic, and collaborative, that just communicates that message. There is a God, and that God loves you. And the whole vision for Creation Fest has been to celebrate the good news of the God who loves us, and to do that in ways that are significant, but also in ways that are everyday ordinary.
Okay, here it says, grill 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh, it tastes so good. Have a bite.
The blonde bombshell is here.
And I'm just trying to find the time when I'm supposed to come out in Teenage Dream, and I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Right, so who have we got coming? Joe and Abby.
Joe, Abby, Peter, Emily, Molly, Sasha, Josh. So it's not that in any sense I was limited. It's just that my safest dream was to live a fairly nice life in which I administrated things fairly well. And alongside that, there's just the cost of walking into a new identity and not always being able to bring all of your friends and all of your community and everyone who's known you your whole life into that new place. Change is actually really painful. You never go through a period of change without some sense of loss, because you can't become what's new without leaving behind what's old. I think in those moments when you're walking through kind of change and transience and really believing that God's doing this amazing thing, there's also some really messy moments along the way as well. I remember in the first couple of years feeling like I did almost everything wrong. I've lost a lot of my places of security and identity. Some of the theological questions around a role for women in preaching and leadership and where I walk in that have been hugely challenging and complex. I had a real sense of imposter syndrome. And one of the great gifts of England is it has made me unabashedly confident in who Jesus has made me to be.
Let's do Richard on guac, because that's going to take the longest. Meg's on stir fry, and I'll do the meat. Ooh. Are the onions slaying you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why though.
I'm the oldest of 7 children, and my dad was the king of inviting. He would literally invite anybody, anywhere, to come do anything with us.
Make yourself home. Come in the kitchen if you want. We're cooking, or the lounge.
And now the man of God you have become.
I didn't realize it had been that long.
We're just asking.
I think our call is to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love the neighbors that we have around us as we would love ourselves.
I wish we made it on Thursday and Friday.
So I think that the model was set for me really early on. The table is wide. How can we make it a little bit wider? And so I've really probably taken it to almost the extreme. I have a full open door policy. There's anyone and everyone who comes to the house, friends who love God, friends who've never encountered God, coming through Cornwall, but they know that there's going to be a place of welcome in this house.
Will you lead us in a prayer? We've got just 3 minutes till you're on stage, and I just would love for you to cover us.
So Father, I pray over Lectio, over the speakers, over Ephraim and Joe and the team, and all of the...
The 10 years that God's given me here in England have awakened my apostolic evangelistic call to lead people to Jesus. To say, Jesus is so beautiful. Here's what he looks like. And I get to do that on big public stages. And then I get to do it to Strong Adolfo's staff on the mornings when I'm reading my Bible in a coffee shop and I'm saying, Psalm 2, ask, and I'll give you the nations. This is what God says to us. Who in my life needs the whisper, the shout, the meal, the friendship, to say that there is a God and we are loved. And so what we're doing in every area, every stage, every skate park, every gaming venue, every big top, is we're shouting out that message, or we're whispering it, you're loved, you're loved, you're loved. I think there's a real orphan spirit in this country, a sense of not being loved, where you believe that no matter how much you try, people don't really like you, that to that abandoned spirit, the Father calls out, no, you are home. And it's the message my generation needs to hear is you are loved. You are loved. You are loved.
You threw on someone's trucks and jumped in.
Love it.
My neighbor just signed up for the baptisms today.
No way.
Wow.
Who signed up?
I will be there. My neighbor. She became a Christian 3 weeks ago.
Which neighbor?
Esther. She was the neighbor who's also my housemate.
It's so weighty and significant to think you're like tiny little yes to Jesus. It has meant that that friend and that friend and that friend and that friend have somehow met Jesus. I know that lives have been changed forever because of the work that's happened in these last 10 years. So I just don't think there's anything I could say that would be more significant than, because I said yes to Jesus, salvation has come to Cornwall. The country God called me to is England. And for the last 10 years, I have learned who I am. I've learned that I'm loved. I've learned how to preach the gospel, and I've learned how to invite people to come to know Jesus. I think that that's where the invitation for every follower of Jesus is just, what is God asking you for? And what does your yes to Jesus look like? And as I've been processing today, there's been many things to surrender. I'm surrendering the charity that I've led for the last 10 years. I'm surrendering the house in which I live. I'm surrendering the town where I'm known and loved. I'm surrendering the friendships that are here. I really feel like the question the Holy Spirit keeps asking me is this: Sarah, do you want to stay safe, or do you want to say yes? Do you want to stay here, or do you want to go on to the next adventure? So it's kind of fun to say to you, I literally have no idea what I'm going to next, but I know that I don't want to settle. I want to continue to let my life be a yes to Jesus in every way. And so I'm 40 years old. I am receiving the deep sense of the love of God. And I can't wait for what the next 40 years hold, because I believe that God's anointed me to be an evangelist who says to our world there is good news, and it's found in Jesus Christ.